Hi everyone, it's Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for November 16th, Wednesday, November 16th. It's my birthday. I'm doing this a day ahead of time, but happy birthday to me in the future and anybody else who has a November 16th, or any Scorpios or any Sagittarians out there. I have my little Scorpio birthday nails going on, and I'm going to use one of my favorite decks of all time, the Forest Creature Tarot, because it's like the closest thing to a fairy deck that I like. There's lots of fairy decks out there, but this one is like what closest thing to how I would draw a fairy deck. But still, I'm going to still do my own fairy deck one of these days. The booklet is not very good because it is very hard to read, and guess what? It's the same exact wording as most standard Rider-Waite-Smith tarot decks, so it's not that good. But other than that, the deck itself is very nice, and it's not easy to find, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't color the decks because it's kind of a rare deck. Even though I do, my favorite decks usually have colorful edges. Oh, I got one in mind that I want to get for my birthday, but I have to put that on hold for now. So let's see, let's take off the top. We have, ooh, the Hierophant. Taurus energy. That's a really pretty moon. Hierophant's been coming out. We have the Nine of Cups. Nice. Feel good. Look at these grapes. See how beautifully illustrated this is? Really lovely. And, ooh, she's one of my favorite, the Nine of Wands. What a pretty fairy. And we have two nines. This is feeling like kind of a jackpot. Could also represent endings of things, but also like bliss, blissful things. The Nine of Wands, though, is a little bit like having is that kind of wounded warrior. Like, you've been through so much, but you can reflect back at the joys, and you can use your power to attract more. So let's zoom on in and see what else we get. The Hierophant's all about rituals and traditions. We have a full moon here, so cycles could be part of this, using the power of the full moon to bring something to life, some kind of creation. Generally, the Hierophant is like a priest type, but in here he's a little more organic, a little more shaman-like. But even with that, I feel like the Hierophant is a perfect example of being able to balance the material and the spiritual realms together to manifest things in your life. And even though the Magician is more of the manifester, I feel like this Hierophant has some of those qualities too, like using tools at hand. But his tools are more of the, like a little bit of book knowledge, a little bit, I think it's just education is what the Hierophant's tools are, and being able to put that education into a process, a ritual of sorts, like writing instructions, following instructions, directions, recipes, things like that, making a step-by-step kind of. So this could be for a lot of you out there who are teacher types, who can help others, break down something into a nice formula or a step-by-step pattern. Maybe using that full moon energy as an assistance. But I'm also kind of getting very mundane, but because we do daily readings, the mundane can be Okay, so if it's a birthday, let's say it's your tradition. Okay, what you're doing is your tradition. So let's say it's tradition for your birthday to have a good time, to have a party. So that makes sense. And then here you have the Nine of Wands, which is also it's a bit of nostalgia. It's reflecting on the old days, but also the taking what your knowledge, taking all the truths of your life, and then going that final next step. It's like it's coming home. It's like it's this is interesting because a lot of people read the Nine of Wands as a victory, even though it is this feeling of I've been through so much. It's also the same feeling of wow, look at me. I've been through so much. You've conquered, you're victorious. You can keep going, you can keep achieving, you can keep striving for those things that you want so much. The Nine of Wands can also be, just a bit of like it's wand, so it's fire, and fire people are mostly go go go. But this is kind of like that moment of it's pausing. It's not completely stopping. It's just a pause, right? But there is going to be a completion. The Nine of Wands represents loyalty, vigilance, strength, and devotion. Your duty, also, this is like about your duty and being battered but not broken, having perseverance, having the ability to stick to itiveness, like when you think maybe I'm not going to make it, then you like regroup and you say, okay, I'm shaking that off and I'm going to do it. So I feel like also this can represent a lot of things that have to do with sort of like tradition and rituals and the process of anything, the process of achieving sort of a work goal, or the process of achieving a love goal, or the process of achieving anything. You know what works for you, the things that bring you the highs and the joys and the feel goods. So keep those things. Assess the things that are not working and do your best to let those things go or refine it, realize them. It's about taking account of the things and being honest with yourself of what has worked and what hasn't worked, and that's part of your growth. So this is a really good combination of cards because underneath it all you're an amazing hierophant, or this could be other people in your life being great teachers or helping you see and the hierophant is innately the teacher student dynamic. It's a connection. It's like sometimes you're the teacher and sometimes you're the student. I feel like that's kind of like this too. Like sometimes you're looking at it like a student of life, and sometimes it circles back around to being the teacher again and helping others, right? So I think that's the joy of it. That's kind of like my job here. It's like I'm not perfect, and I've gone through ups and downs, and I'm like no expert on anything in particular, but I like to share the things that I know, my wisdom, the things that have worked for me with others, and maybe it can help them too. So that might be what you're doing in your work situation or your love situation or any situation. And I hope you like that, and faith, trust, and pixie dust.